This is me again. I know I promised you to be regular, but I failed. I hope you're gonna forgive me, and if you don't, God will. Today I would like to talk about devotion versus submission. What are the differences between devotion and submission? And also, what are the similarities? Because sometimes we use these definitions as synonyms, but they are not the same. They are intertwined. You can't be a devoted man while being submissive and vice versa. However, what are the differences? Let's start talking about submission. The word submission literally means to follow someone's lead. Also, the additional meaning is to be obedient. And to avoid any arguments in the comments in advance, I'm going to read you the definition of submission from the dictionary. Okay? We all trust dictionaries. Submission is the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. Okay? So it means to follow someone's lead. And obviously, when we speak about kink, well, submission is a fetish, yeah, which has a huge range of different fetishes, yeah, that includes various kinks, all from the submission spectrum, which means, again, to follow someone's lead. But when some women, some femdoms who get bored, such as me, and now I see there are more and more, decided that all of a sudden we don't want a submissive man to be weak and all obedient. We want a submissive man who is proactive. And now I'm not judging because I'm included into this category of women. All of a sudden we decided to change the definition of a submissive man. And when some of these fetishes, when they don't like these ideas, they're like, no, we don't want to be what you imagine a submissive man is supposed to be. I understand them, because they're also right, because we are playing with the words. Yeah, that's the thing. To follow someone's lead, what does it mean? Are you just obedient, or are you proactive in being submissive? We expect, like often us as women, we don't want a man who is passive, because submissive also has this connotation, yeah, this additional meaning as passive. Passive, obedient, can't make a decision, beneath, below, so that's submissive. And since I mostly talk about femdom, about female dominance, about female-led relationships, about female leadership, so I obviously mean submissive men. Yeah, I speak about submissive men, not submissive women. How do we imagine a submissive man? A submissive man can't be submissive just in the scene or just in bed, or a man can be submissive just in general, and I think that most people wouldn't see it as a compliment. Yes, when you are a sub to a woman, it does not mean that you are a sub in your outer life with other people. You do not submit to anyone. You are not submissive in other aspects of your life, and if you are, it's probably not a great sign. You're not going to be happy if you're submissive in life, just in general, because healthy dominance brings us happiness. Among other things, such as sleeping good, yeah, going to bed on time, waking up on time, and also sleeping enough amount of hours, then also consuming enough food with tryptophan. Healthy type of dominance makes our brain release serotonin. We can't be happy if we do not establish our dominance and authority at some aspects of our life. Dominance is important. We all live in hierarchy, and that's essential. But again, getting back to submission, yeah, let's imagine that a man who is just submissive, because service-oriented man is not necessarily, well, the description for all submissive men, because you will find a man who is submissive, but he wants things to be done to him. And there can be another type of submissive man. You're service-oriented, proactive, And that's the type of man who wants to do things for you, for the dom. And obviously, women like me, like for my own benefit, I'm gonna tell this man that you have to be proactive, you have to be masculine, because I want to surround myself only with good assets. Okay, I want to invest my time and my attention, my effort, my dedication into men who I find worthy enough, who gonna represent me. Okay, and that's why I ban the definition of submission and I just choose what suits me. Okay, whenever you listen to anyone, whenever you read text about what is submission, what is dominance, I always want you to think for yourself. I always want you to understand that every person has a motivation. Why am I posting things online? Why am I posting this video right now? We do everything for our own benefits, first of all. But I believe that I'm blessed because what I want is pretty much aligned with the collective good. And I think that overall I'm doing a great thing by encouraging men to be more ambitious at work, to go to the gym, to do some sports, to have goals, to become successful, to resist the agenda that all masculinity is toxic masculinity. You should suppress your testosterone level, be meek, be obedient, don't say anything, because whatever you say is gonna be mansplaining. No. Masculinity is great, masculinity is beautiful, masculinity is absolutely necessary. Men are great. We just have to clean the dust a little bit, okay? Now we're gonna speak about devotion. What is devotion? Devotion is not submission. But again, as I said, a submissive man can be a devoted man. And that's what I honestly prefer, okay? Devotion means loyalty and it means dedication. And that's service-oriented, okay? You can be devoted when you are just alone by yourself. For example, if you are religious and if you pray, this is how you show your devotion. This is the process of devotion. But if you are devoted to a woman in relationship, and whenever I speak about it, I get a question from men, but is it just man who is supposed to be devoted? No. If we are speaking about any kind of relationships, a woman is also devoted. But since men and women, all of a sudden, yes, we are different, devotion will be expressed in different ways because we have different needs and also biologically we have different functions. And even if we are not 100% conditioned by our biology, but we are also social creatures, I believe that we can't ignore this part. And women desire a strong man around them who treat them like a queen. That's why so many women, dominant women, they don't want to deal with submissive men from kin community. They don't want to build relationships with them, even if these women are dominant, because no woman wants a loser. No woman wants a man who is just obedient. A woman wants, like an alpha sub, a man who is strong in the outer life and submissive to her, who treats her like a queen. So when we speak about devotion, if you think, like, example, everyone's favorite couple, every woman now wants this type of relationship, like Adam's family. Gomez is a devoted man, 100%. Gomez is a devoted man, but is he submissive? In a way, okay? But not the type of submissive man you would see in the king scene. I'm pretty sure they have kings, but what if Morticia also has a submissive king? And what if Gomez is dominant and bad? But he's devoted and he does whatever she wants. So his behavior is the behavior of a devoted man. So a man treats a woman like a goddess she is, right? You can be devoted to the divine feminine component in a woman. You can be devoted to a woman because you adore her. Men with no social life who just spend their time online on social media, and send lots of money to girls they don't know just because they perform some fetishes for them. And that's not devotion. If you are ready to be devoted to anyone, without knowing this woman, without understanding who she is, you are fetish driven. You are not devotion driven. Okay? Devotion is a motivational force. Devotion will encourage you to do more, to become more. So you are going to be able to serve more. Again, devotion does not diminish your strength. Even if submission does not diminish your strength, yeah? Because as a sub, if you don't feel empowered as a sub, you are doing something wrong. You are missing the point, because this is power exchange. This is not power drain. Okay? So being a sub is a choice. It's not because you are weak. Again, as I told you before, if you are weak and submissive in other spheres of life, I understand that kink can be a gateway, yeah, where you can finally embrace yourself and sexualize your weaknesses. But to imply that dominant women are here to accept you for who you are just because you are a sub, well, that's a little bit silly. No one is going to accept you unless you pay money for the service, and you're going to be accepted for this like 1-2 hours. And obviously that's the generalization. There will be always exceptions of different couples, of different dom-sub dynamics. Getting back to the devotion. When I talk to people from non-kink world, vanilla world, I don't like this term. So when I talk to people from non-kink world, I prefer to use the word devotion, okay? But when I speak to submissive men from the kink world, not from kink community, yeah? I'm not really interested in kink community. Like, I'm not interested in any communities. And I said it many times, in order to experience kink, you don't have to join any club, okay? Most people have kinks. So when I speak to submissive men, I try to reach the core of their existence and of like their desire. Because kink, again, it can be a gateway, but not every submissive man is a devoted man. Because sometimes kinks are just the strings that you can pull. Yeah, you pull it and then you finally see the person behind it. Because I want to know who you are. Okay? You see the person, you see the man whose inner calling is to please a woman, is to worship a woman, is to worship the divine feminine. I understand that these words, you hear them all the time, divine feminine, divine masculine. They become very popular, but I think it's a great expression. I think, I like it. But not every submissive man is going to be a devoted man. Not every submissive man has this desire to worship, to truly worship a woman, to be dedicated to her, to be loyal to her, to find motivation in service to her. And, well, I've been posting quite a lot of stuff, yes, saying that this is not real submission, but now I'm ready to argue with myself. Yeah, maybe it still is, okay? Maybe it's just because submission and devotion are different things. And of course, I will always go for men who are devoted, okay? Not just submissive, because I find kinks secondary. They are not as important. And I'm saying this as someone who likes to play. I have my own kinks. Yeah, I like submissive men, but I will always prefer devoted men. If you see submission like as a spectrum, yeah, and at the end of it, there would be some type of masochism who is into like super cruel stuff and consuming disgusting things, and he calls himself submissive. And on the other side of the spectrum, there would be a gentleman, there would be a chivalrous gentleman who does not have any kinks, who just wants to please a woman, who just wants, as I always say, 3P, provide, protect, and please, who is just masculine. And this type of man, he's devoted, and he's not necessarily submissive. He might follow your lead, but not always, because he can also lead. He can also switch. okay? And he does what's needed. Because when a man leads, when I speak about such topics as like female dominance, I'm absolutely not against male dominance. I'm all for the balance. I'm all for, like, there is the great type of male dominance. And I think that I'm against female dominance mimicking male dominance. Not against, okay, but I'm just more into feminine ways, the female ways. And I just believe that female dominance, since it's not the same as male dominance, there is no contradiction and they can coexist. Two strong people, man and woman. Oh, I'm so sorry for being, what's that? Wait, heteronormative, okay? I'm gonna speak about only men and women relationships, fine? So please avoid these comments about queerphobic, etc. I just recommend to stop watching my videos because I receive a lot of comments on YouTube, on Instagram from people who want me to voice their opinions. I do not belong to you. I'm not yours. You don't owe me, and you can disagree with me, but if it hurts you, just unfollow, don't listen. And I'm saying this not because your comments bother me. I'm saying this because I worry about your mental health. To me, your comments are mostly funny. Sometimes they're like white noise. Sometimes it's quite interesting to analyze, you know, but it's also a form of love. I understand. Yeah, when I can't imagine taking my precious time to write a long comment, any kind of hateful comment, any kind of disagreement. There are like very, very few people who I find important enough, you know, like to express my opinion, but mostly I'm so lazy. Where do you find time? Anyway, getting back to men and women. Men and women are different, okay? And a man who leads sometimes, okay, is also a devoted man. Because a woman is not supposed to break her back, okay? A woman is a queen, a woman is a princess, and she can enjoy when a man does things. Why do we always see male dominance as the main type of dominance, the masculine type of dominance? We see it as the ultimate dominance, okay? When a man does things, he does it because, well, I'm gonna use these words, it is in his nature. And by nature, obviously I'm talking about masculinity, but such things as masculinity and femininity, they belong to gender. And we can't discuss gender without discussing biology. Because our behaviors are not just socially conditioned, are not just social stereotypes. Our behaviors are biologically conditioned because we have different hormonal system, okay? And we have different needs. They may overlap. Obviously, there are always exceptions. Don't take information in this like rigid boxed way, please. But I'm sure 100% that women in general don't want to take the man's role. Actually, most women don't want to lead in relationships, okay? That's why women don't like to be asked, what do you want for dinner? Where do you want to go? They just want a man to take the lead. But why do we see it as, well, okay, then means that a man is a leader. Okay, fine, we can see it from this perspective, but I can see it from a different perspective. I see it as if a man, well, he's serving like this. He's serving her. He's not just in charge. He has to predict what she wants. He has to please her. He has to guess. That's a lot of effort. And that's what most women want. However, we still think that, okay, she's going to be like submissive and obedient. No, she's sitting there on a throne, wanting to be entertained, wanting to be taken care of. And I'm not saying that it's the only type of female dominance, but it's one of. That's how lots of women behave. And we think that men are the dominant sex, while men always have to adapt to please a woman. You understand the paradox? Anyway, I encourage more submissive men to become devoted men. Because devotion is just... I can speak about devotion for hours. I praise men who are devoted. I just adore, I love them. And I'm telling you that no woman wants a man who is just fetish driven. No woman wants to order around a man 24/7. No woman wants that. I promise you. Even those women in leather who you see online, they don't want that. It's their job. No one wants a slave, a home slave 24/7. When is she going to rest if she has to entertain your kinks nonstop? That's actually one of the main differences. A devoted man is a selfless man. No, I don't believe in selflessness, in complete altruism, okay? We all have our own needs and they have to be met consciously, because a submissive man can easily become this like covert narcissist. If you're in a relationship with this type of man, obviously I'm talking about some specific category, he's gonna be whining nonstop. He's gonna be acting like a victim. You don't do this enough, you don't do that enough, but I'm trying for you, I'm doing this for you, look. I immediately think of the book Venus and Furs, because the man who was described there, a submissive man, Severin, he's a horrible example of a submissive man. No, actually, he's a great example of a submissive man. And here we can see that a submissive man is not necessarily a devoted man. He was manipulative, he was acting a victim non-stop, and he was fetish-driven. He wanted Wanda, who actually cared for him, she liked him, but he exhausted her with his non-stop whining, okay? And then he finally provoked her to be cruel to him. She didn't want that. I mean, obviously, we all have different parts. Yeah, we have our shadow and you can take it out. Yeah, this violence, this aggression. But initially, she didn't want that. She liked him, but he was intolerable. When I was reading a book, I was so annoyed. This character is extremely annoying. So this type of submissive man, yeah, okay, we can call them submissive. They would be like laying on the floor. Oh, I'm in pain for you. No, you're not in pain for me. You are in pain for yourself. You're not sacrificing anything. I gave you my life. And what am I supposed to do with your life? What's so interesting about your life? Who are you? What are you? You are weak. If you have no power to give, it's not power exchange. If you're already a loser, I don't want to deal with you. But can we completely redefine submission? I don't think so. So often I mix these definitions on purpose, as I said, to let men know that there is a path much more fulfilling than just being a submissive fetishist. Okay, I think we're done for today. I'll see you sometime again, maybe soon.